I think the most interesting thing about employee ownership discussion is just listening to how other people structure their trusts, how they structure their organisations, and their kind of their routes to becoming employee owned. It's always just fascinating to hear how other people do it, and to share stories and learn from other people's experiences. I suppose because I started out as an employee trustee director, so listening to how some of the sort of founding directors are talking about succession and becoming employee owned from a management and sort of founding level, director level is quite interesting. I think one of the things that I'd never really kind of thought about is that architects are obviously not that well paid. So in terms of buying into companies, it's not a model that necessarily works in the way that it might do in some big business. So it becomes quite a good democratic way of passing on businesses among our profession, and so it's a good route for architects, I think. For us, it's not made all that much difference, because I think as a business we were quite transparent, we were quite open with the staff. It was a nice place to work, it still is a nice place to work. The office culture, it was kind of aligned to employee ownership before we became employee owned. So I think just the transparency and everyone feeling empowered and a more kind of collective togetherness that you get from employee owned is kind of the benefit. But I mean, if you set your practice up, or if your company is quite egalitarian and democratic anyway, really doesn't actually make that much difference. But it has the potential that should there be problems down the road, that you are more in it together. I know some practices do that, and particularly I think it works in a small practice possibly, but I think you're opening a little bit of a can of worms if you start talking about salaries. It's such a thorny subject, and I think the thing with employee ownership is you've got to have a leadership team managing the business, because it is a business, however much you all want to be involved, and I think that's a difficult one. I think it might work in a small practice, but if you're in a very big practice, it becomes a lot more difficult. It's been really nice. I mean, it's a lovely venue. I've never been here before, and I love this kind of open air bit. And food was lovely. And, yeah, really nice chat to sort of like-minded enthusiasts. So, yeah, really nice.